Hi, I'm Karen Gordon. This is Ear to the Ground. Reggae music, from the Rastafarian point of view, is as much about spirit as it is about music. In every sense of that definition, Newfoundland's Pressure Drop has mastered its essence, from the deceptively simple rhythm to songs with lyrics that focus on messages of world peace, love, and unity. But the band hasn't stopped there. Like most contemporary reggae outfits, Pressure Drop has added other musical dimensions to their style, like ska, soca, and dub. The band believes in music that moves the feet as well as the heart. If there's a credibility factor involved in being a reggae band from Newfoundland, it hasn't impacted on Pressure Drop. Their first independent release yielded them 2 top 10 radio singles, and they were nominated for a Casby in Toronto. In the fall of 1994, the band released its second CD called From the Inside Out, and it makes it clear that they have the commitment and the spirit to take their timely messages and music anywhere in the world. Here's Pressure Drop on Ear to the Ground.
Mai ko hna tu yo sang ge juni yo sana na non ta na ayo histin na transkino tu yo sa jil juni yo sana na ne le te ge go ta ne lan ka ti yu an si ma
from the first Cherokee that was born to be free till the last spilled blood that you'll never see. Just what have they got in their melting pot? Oh, you can't keep a good man down. And those Africans stolen to this land just to slave and toil by the strength of Jah hand. Don't forget your place in Jah human race, and you can't keep a good man down. Oh no, you can't keep a good man down. No, you can't keep a good man down. Don't forget your place in Jah human race, and you can't keep a good man down.
About 1,000 years ago, the Vikings took a little sail out in the ocean. And they were probably going to Iceland, Greenland. But I figured they got off course and they came to the rocky shores of Newfoundland. And that was 1,000 years ago. Then about 500 years later, Johnny Cabot and 18 men set a sail for the wind to blow. And they might have been going to Asia or someplace. I suppose they were trading fish or tea or whatever they could get.
Historically, Newfoundland wasn't settled. When it was discovered after John Cabot came here, came here for the summer fishery, and by English law, nobody was allowed to live in Newfoundland. And then after a couple of hundred years, people were finally allowed to settle, and they first started settling in Cupids, I think, and St. John's, and then around the Avalon Peninsula.
And the 2 or 3 who suffered on a tree just to pay the price of humanity. He was the shepherd of men, he shall return again. 'Cause you can't keep a good man down. Oh no, you can't keep a good. No, you can't keep a good man down. No, you can't keep a good. No, you can't keep a good man down. Just what have they got in that melting pot? And you can't keep a good man down. No, 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 no. No, you can't keep a good. No, you can't keep a good man down. No, you can't keep a good. No, you can't keep a good man down. Don't forget your place in Jah human race, and you can't keep a good man down. Oh.
When we traced our family back not too long ago, we got back as far as the 1200s, and all the mentionings of all the people, the ancestors all the way down, were all musicians, and it also it also made mention that most of them were musicians that played folk music at festivals and all that kind of stuff, going from village to village.
Well, my mother's from the Southern Shore, which is heavily Irish, and I spent my summers there in Port Kerwin in a small community. And people naturally played Irish music on Saturday night, and there would always be an accordion, and there was an old guy that died when I was young, and he used to just tell stories and sing all night long, and I guess that wouldn't have been much different in other places. There's a guy that's a character, usually didn't do so well in life, doesn't have a great house or anything, but he's the highlight of a party. So
Focal point.
yeah, and I get, without consciously doing it, I mean, the kitchen and a kitchen party and a kitchen jam has become a focal point of our lives on a Friday and Saturday night, especially in the cold winter.
Set on a journey, sliding, sliding along. Come over to my land. I thought I spotted freedom, dreadlocks in the sky. There's gotta be some freedom. I gotta find my freedom. Can't stop to wonder why. What's on me? Am I not of God's creation when I know freedom's free? Are the words so old yet I recall? Man's to be the freest of them all. What it all?
Okay, Newfoundland joined Canada in 1949. So my mother was born and my father were born as Newfoundlanders. They weren't born as Canadians. We're the first generation of Canadians born in Newfoundland. So just from that psychological fact, to always think of yourselves as Newfoundlanders, because that's the way you were reared up.
Freedom of the free, freedom of the free, freedom of the free, freedom of the free. We want to remember all our brothers and sisters out in the world who are not free. Rwanda, Bosnia, Croatia, free them all. Mix it up, Rasta man really love it. I and I really love it. Congo man really love it. Bongo man really love it. But you wanna see the rub-a-dub style. Then all you ever do is make me go wild. Whether you're a woman, man, or a child, dub illusion is your ultimate style.
I love playing live, always did and always will. But for me, I can't look out to see the crowd. So there's a feeling has to come across, and if the feeling's there, I feel it. But I really enjoy the recording aspect of it and bringing all the tracks together, building it from the bottom up with the bass and the drums, throwing in the rhythm guitar and keyboard tracks and stuff, and the percussion, and adding the vocals in after, and that's what gives me a big surge.